Welcome to Channel 55, the top news station in the 1950s. We just got reports in that a young boy, Emmett Till, at age 14 was murdered in Money, Mississippi. He originated from Chicago, where the blacks were accepted because they brought literature into the city. They were a developed class structure, and in the mid-20th century, they had better work positions. They were able to win elections and were residents of the whole city. They had a voice in the city. Little did you know, in Mississippi, they were much more prejudiced against blacks. On May 7th, 1955, George Lee was shot in Humphrey Court for encouraging blacks to register and vote, but this was not considered a murder. Another case was on August 13th, 1955, when a World War II veteran, Smith, was killed for encouraging black registrations and to vote. This proves that Mississippi was much more harsh against blacks in their society. Now let's go outside live to Adelaide Warner, where she is at the case of the murder, to tell us more about what happened to this young man and how it affected his family.
Thanks, Alex. I'm here at the Tallahatchie River in Money, Mississippi, where Emmett Till was supposedly dumped after he was severely beaten and shot in the head. Emmett and his friends, along with his cousin, went to the grocery store to buy a pack of bubble gum. Emmett whistled at a white woman. It said that the husband was angered by this action and acted on the young man harshly. There are no names given out at this point, but the two men have been taken into police custody. This is where the body was found, and the police have recovered the area.
Wow, thanks, Adelaide. That was really a disturbing story you said out there. Now back in Chicago, we are here with an exclusive interview with Emmett Till's mother, Mammy Till. Adelaide Warner is in the back of her, in the studio room, talking to her right now. We're going back to her live. Back to you, Adelaide.
Hi, Mammy. How are you doing today?
I've been better, not gonna lie. Very upset right now.
So I understand that you chose to have an open casket for Emmett's funeral today.
Well, that's right. I want everybody to see how unfair it is for us black folks back all over the United States. We have just as much rights as the whites do, and it's unfair how we get mistreated and slighted for our color of our skin when deep down we're all the same people. And I want people to know how my son, Emmett Till, was mistreated back in Mississippi when he did nothing wrong. He's just a little boy, and my little boy's not come home no more.
I understand what you're going through. It's a really hard thing to deal with.
Yeah, yes it is.
What do you think should happen to those two men whose names, keep in mind, are not given out yet? What do you think? What have you been told is going to happen? Are you gonna go to the court hearing, and what do you want to happen there? What do you want them?
Well, I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure they get the punishment they deserve. Just because they're white does not mean that they get off on such a harsh crime that they did. My little boy won't be able to grow up and won't be able to get married, won't be able to live through high school and to grow up with his friends. And I want those two boys to really realize what they did wrong, and I want them to suffer.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and having this interview with us. I know how hard it is for you and your family, and I pray and I hope that everything works out, and you're a very strong woman. Thank you for coming in here with us today.
I want everybody to know that you guys are invited to the funeral, and I want everybody to see what they did to my boy, and I just want everybody to come around and support our family. So thank you. Thank you for the support.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Wow, what an inspirational interview. Like Mammy Till said, it will be an open casket funeral on September 6th, the year 1955. Thousands are expected to attend. It's just in the murderers' names of Emmett Till. J.W. Milan and Roy Bryant are the ones who are said to have beaten and shot him in the head. As of this time, there are no charges pressed against them, but we will keep you updated. But as it looks, there will be no accusations or any punishments charged for them. That is it. Now hear from our sponsors. Thank you.
Racism has been and still is a big issue in the United States today. This story is a perfect example of this, and it's still relevant to the things that go on now. It's not as severe, but it still happens. Whether we hear about it or not, it's there. By working together, we can help minimize racism and help end it.